Hey, this is Overpass Insights. My name is Eric and I make apps. Today I want to ask you guys a question. Is it unprofessional to use free tools? All right, so today's video is going to be very quick because I've got like loads of stuff to do. It's one of those treadmill weeks where everything's kind of backed up and I just need to catch up with things, which is good and it's bad. It's good because, there's work that needs to be done. It's bad because, because you're always busy. So anyway, but I did want to ask you guys' opinion about something. So at the end of last year, things got really tight as a small business. Like I said, I'm going to tell you guys about the good stuff and the bad stuff that I go through. And this, it's not the most glamorous thing, but we got to the point where I realized at the end of last year that we had more money going out than was coming in. So we had, the work was drying up on the lead up to Christmas, which happens pretty much every year. We had the Christmas bonuses going out and we had the corporation tax that had to come through. So it was a real white knuckle month where it was like, started realizing, oh my God, I get through this thing, real nail biter, which, unfortunately happens from time to time, but it's not the intention for it to happen all the time. So it started to make me reevaluate a lot of the things of the company. I talked about the reason I went to Slovakia was just to think about stuff, just to get away from it all and think about stuff like, our passive income. We need to focus more on the passive income. The client income, we need to either streamline it better or cut it out completely, all that kind of stuff. But one of the big things I did was almost like going on a financial diet, looking at all the money we have going out and what can we cut, right? So I have a balance sheet that I go through each month. I look at it and I look at all the people that we're paying, all the services that we're paying for, thinking, is this person necessary? Is that service necessary? So I did a video before about how we got rid of Adobe Suite, and that was such a relief, right? I kind of thought we definitely need Adobe. We got loads of stuff to do in Adobe. And you just need Photoshop really. But then we don't, right? It was one of these things where once I got rid of it, it was like getting rid of a gym membership. Not only did I get rid of the high cost every month, I got rid of the to-do. Like, one of these days I'm going to learn Photoshop properly, right? Now I don't need to do it anymore. We can get by with Canva. It's not a big deal. We're looking for alternatives to that kind of stuff. So I had to look at every service thinking, what can we cut and what should we keep? like Office 365 is something I don't use very often because we use G Suite, but then I have clients who send me Word documents and sometimes they don't render properly, and it's so we pay that whatever every month for Office 365, which we hardly ever use, and that's one of those on the fence ones. And then we have other stuff that we definitely don't need the paid versions for, like HubSpot we use as a CRM, and we were paying a lot for HubSpot, and then we cut that. So it was like we go back to the free version. We cut back on Lucid Chart, so we go back to the lowest paid version of Lucid Chart. All these kind of things, which were like when I decided to go into them and get the higher paid versions of them, I'm thinking we're going to use all these features, and we don't. However, one of the things I'm finding with using the free services of stuff is I don't know how professional that looks. I mean, for me, I've talked about this before. If I have a developer contact me, like a development company says, hey, we're a great development company. We have all these developers. We've got all these clients. We could do this technology, this technology, this technology, this technology, and it's sent from a Gmail account, like without a domain, then that doesn't look right to me. I think that looks unprofessional, right? We have an application that's going out, which our developers are working on in Unity, and they're using the free version of Unity, so we have the splash screen which says made by Unity. And it might just be that I'm being snobby. This is why I want you guys' opinion on this. It might just be that I'm being snobby, but I think that doesn't look professional, right? And the same thing with HubSpot. If we send out an email from HubSpot, it says, created with HubSpot, get your free HubSpot account here, and all that stuff. And it's one of the things where I think a lot of the services, I'm happy to go with the free version, but I'm willing to pay to remove their branding, right? And that's probably the reason why it's offered free, because they could get more clients that way. And when we've done apps for clients, I've also suggested the same thing. I think when they share to social media, we should put a watermark on there saying made with such and such app, download on Google Play or App Store, right? Because then you could get it to spread, which is really what you want to do as an app developer. But my question to you guys is, do you feel it's unprofessional to see that kind of stuff. Like with Unity applications, if you go onto the App Store or the Play Store and you download an application and it says made with Unity or made with Corona SDK, do you think that looks small time? Or am I just being a snob? Maybe after a while, after I started making a bit of money and I started being able to afford some of those services, I started to think, actually, no, it's important to remove that, because that's something that I do. So my question to you guys is, do you think it's unprofessional to use a free version? Do you think it's unprofessional to have a tagline at the bottom of your email saying using AVS antivirus? Or do you think it's, as a business person, I'd really like to get your guys' opinion of it. I think if you're dealing with an individual, if I'm dealing with an individual, I kind of expect it. I think it's smart that they use the free version of stuff, right? If they don't need the paid version. But for a business, I don't know. So maybe, maybe I'm just being funny about it. Maybe I'm being paranoid that somebody's going to see that and think, oh, these guys, they don't even have enough budget to be able to afford a paid version of Unity. Anyway, let me know your guys' opinion. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I hope you have a fantastic week. And that's it for today. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.